All right, we're live vlogging here. I would say there's a crowd of about 1,000 people here joining us.
I mean, let's be honest, it's not like 3,000 or 4,000. Don't be humble.
Yeah. People in the way back, come forward. Come forward, people in the way back. Al Jansen, bring it in. Random people walking through. You want to see this. This is Nick Uhas talking Beaker Creatures. So, Beaker Creatures arrived from outer space this past summer. And what's new for 2019? What is new are more creatures, more science, more learning, and more fun. We will have over 101 Beaker Creatures arriving by this fall, and there's going to be new lab sets, new experiments. It's going to be featuring the Alien Experiment Lab. So there's going to be DIY science in there. There's going to be slime science, fizzy science, frozen science, dough science, messy, mucky, fun science. We're going to do some gross things. Who doesn't like that? Some adults don't like that, but we don't mind that because these are, of course, for children. And here to talk about some real science, I'm going to turn this over. You might know him from his appearance on America's Got Talent, as well as who was once called by NBC's Today Show the, quote, coolest guest ever. That is correct?
That is accurate. It's in the Wikipedia page.
I'm going to turn this over to Nick Uhas. He's going to talk some real science.
Thank you, Tom. That was a great introduction. Okay, so in this balloon right here, in both yellow balloons, we have a gas that's probably pretty familiar with a lot of people. It's sort of, it looks like it's wants to float up. I'm just going to pick some random person. What gas do you think is in this balloon?
Helium.
Helium. So she says helium. What's your name, by the way?
Kathy.
Kathy says helium. Now, Kathy, you're correct. That is, it is in fact helium in here. Now, helium is 5 times lighter than air, and so what happens when you breathe in helium? Actually, you know what, Tom? I'm gonna have you demo this one. Be our little guinea pig. So this is what happens when you inhale helium.
I am so excited to talk about Beaker Creatures. I cannot tell you. I am over the moon. This crowd is just getting bigger and bigger, and I think I sound very professional right now while I'm doing this.
Extremely professional. Give it up for Tom. Okay, now everyone's probably fairly familiar with that. How much you know? Alright, there we go. So, helium, the reason that helium works is this, is that helium is 5 times less dense than air. And the way that sound travels through solids and gases is actually different. So, if you're on a train track and the train's a mile away, you put your ear onto the train track, you can actually hear it. And that's because sound travels faster in things that are more dense if they're a solid. Now, the opposite actually happens when it's a gas. And so I have a gas here that we're going to do some experimenting with called sulfur hexafluoride. Now, sulfur hexafluoride is 5 times more dense than air. And so I'm just going to point to a random person and I'm going to ask you, what do you think is going to happen? All right, what do you think is going to happen?
What will happen to your voice?
I don't have a voice.
She doesn't have a voice! Oh. All right, we have Kevin out here. What does Kevin think?
It's going to get deeper.
It's going to get deeper. Well, in science, what we like to do is we like to test things. It's a part of the scientific method. And so I'm going to go ahead and be the first guinea pig, and then I'm going to turn this over to the audience. All right, let's see what happens when we take in sulfur hexafluoride, a gas that is 5 times more dense than air. All right, here we go.
Okay, Tom, I think it's working. My voice is slightly lower than when we started. And she's looking at me like I'm crazy because, well, you know what? It makes people think that they're crazy. And I promise you, this is my real voice. All right, so what I'm going to do, to prove the fact this is my actual real voice, I'm going to turn one of these balloons over to one person in the audience. So who wants to be our guinea pig? All right, throw up hands. Anybody? Anybody?
No, stop shoving, people.
Right,
just stop shoving.
Okay. Oh, you have Kevin!
All right, I'll do it.
Come on.
I'll do it.
All right, Kevin, bring him over here.
All right.
Made a video for you?
Oh, yeah, you want to do it? Yeah, I got it. Perfect.
Now, everybody, all right, give it up for Kevin, because Kevin decided to do 2 games. All right. All right, so we really got to breathe this all out here. Okay, so just like helium, if you've ever taken helium, same kind of thing. You really want to like get loose with this. Okay. All right, and then once you're done with it, you're going to want to breathe it all out. It's an inert gas, meaning it doesn't react with anything. It's totally safe. But we want to make sure that you enjoy the rest of the toy fair. All right. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
And we're actually going to have you read one of these cards as well once you actually have the gas inside.
Okay.
All right.
You signed the form, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead.
Crazy creature, smart science.
All right. That was great. All right, wait, give it up for Kevin.
This is great.
Okay, thank you so much, Kevin. Everybody give it up for Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah.
So just give a recap here. So what happens with gases that are more dense than air, it actually slows down the resonance. And so we end up hearing it as a deeper voice, a deeper, slower vibration. And so that is the deep voice gas experiment with helium and sulfur hexafluoride.
Well, we've got Nick here. I want to ask him about something that you may have seen. He's a YouTube celebrity, by the way. So we're adding a DIY make-your-own pods now. So once you fizz and find your Beaker Creatures, you can do a little bit of homemade make-your-own pods. You did that, didn't you? Can you tell us a little bit about the pod you made?
So we love this particular science experiment. One, because my nieces and nephews absolutely love science, and so this was a perfect natural fit for YouTube. And so I just was curious one day and I asked them, hey, if we're going to do a YouTube video with Beaker Creatures, what would you want to see? And they said, the first thing they said was, we want to see it supersized. And so I said, okay, you know what, we can accomplish that. So we ended up getting a bunch of industrial sized bags of all of the ingredients, and we turned my garage into a giant laboratory, and we ended up making one of these reactor pods. This is probably, what would you say, maybe a quarter of a pound, maybe 1/8 of a pound, around there. We ended up making one that was around 120 pounds, and so it was as large as, actually, about 2 beach balls. That's about how large it was. And because we used relatively the same ingredients, we actually got the same reaction, and so it was great. And just because I thought it'd be fun, I went ahead and I jumped in the actual reactor chamber as well. So it was pretty cool.
Where can they find it?
Oh yeah, and you can find this on my YouTube channel, which is Nick Uhas, and the name of the channel is called Nickipedia. And so if you just look on YouTube, you're going to find the Beaker Creatures supersize reactor pod experiment. It's super cool. You're definitely going to want to check it out.
So to give you a little taste of what you can do with the Alien Lab set on a smaller scale, we just made some of our very own pods. May I ask you to pick one of those out and just hand it to me gently? We just made them. They're freshly made reactor pods. Thank you very much. And we're going to do our own little reaction here to show you what children can do. So they've already got their creature out. Now they can make their own pod and do it again and again. Let's just drop this in here a little bit. Whoa, that's messy science. I should have warned you that. And here we go. That's going to be quite the reaction. We're counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got Beaker Creatures coming out of here. Fizz and find your friends again and again and again. Kids will love doing this. They can put their creatures inside. Maybe they'll want to take mom's engagement ring, put that inside. You'll be fine with that. They love doing things. Fizz and find them again and again. Part of the Alien Lab set. Over 101 creatures arriving in 2019. Beaker Creatures keeps getting bigger and better. How about a round of applause for Nick Uhas? What a great scientist he is. Thank you very much. We're going to be doing experiments throughout the afternoon. 3:30. Pass the word.
I hope you enjoyed my visit to the Learning Resources booth to check out Beaker Creatures. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous tour review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.